within this particular tornado, and so certainly that is enough to cause major damage. And you can see this very fat, very low wedge tornado, as we call it, and a very wide tornado at this point. Kim Kelly, over to you.
All right, Carl, we're getting some information as well that there's possibly a half-mile to a mile wide, and the helicopter that is giving us this video of this, or this live shot of this, is saying it's being pulled into the inflow, that it's such a strong inflow that it's having a hard time out there right now, and it's hitting a refinery right now possibly, and some silos, kind of a farm area at this time. But again, you know, folks and more, I know this is reminiscent of 1999, May 3rd, the outbreak, and that wedge tornado that came at them, and my heart just goes out to them.
I know this is a destructive seeing here, a tornado emergency for not only Moore, but South Oklahoma City, but also in that tornado warning, Air Force Base, Valley Brook, in the path of this dangerous tornado as well. Unfortunately, we've already seen power flashes as well as debris showing up on the radar. Take this warning very seriously as it continues to move toward the northeast between 25 and 30 miles an hour. Just incredible pictures we're seeing right now live, courtesy of KFOR TV, Kim.
And it's a very violent rotation. What they're seeing from the helicopter, they're South 19th Street, approaching South 19th right now. It's going to be west of, it looks like 19th Street, be very close to it. But as you can see right now, a very large wedge tornado moving off towards the northeast, and again showing signs of being a violent tornado at this time. Power flashes. It looks like they're going to be hopefully trying to get away from this, as his helicopter pilot was saying earlier, that actually he was being drawn in and pulled in to the from the inflow of this very violent tornado.
Right. I mean, it's huge. And Carl, we're going to bring you back into this conversation because it almost looks like when they zoomed out, we're seeing maybe some satellite tornadoes beginning to develop as well.
Yeah, that could be. And you know, I got to be totally honest with you. This is actually really upsetting to see this, because here we are, this is 2 days in a row, and this is we just got a new scan on the radar picture, and this is a very dangerous tornado now. That couplet right there that you see, it's now east of 44. It is now generally headed towards Moore. That is a large, violent, dangerous tornado that is now coming towards Moore. So you've got no time, folks. You've got no time. Now is the time to get to your safe place in Moore as the storm moves in, and I fear that this storm is going to do a terrible amount of damage. This is a more populated area, though. The previous day's storm certainly did cause terrible problems. This is now coming into a more populated area of Oklahoma City, and it's an incredibly well-defined, violent tornado on radar. You see the circulation right in here. That is a robust circulation, and that is now, again, moving off towards the east or a little north of east, and generally coming right towards Moore as we speak, and towards the 35 corridor. So again, folks, now is the time to take shelter, and don't waste any time. We'll look at the regular reflectivity mode, and we've got a very clear-cut debris ball here. You see this area of pink, magenta. That is a debris ball. Now that can be structural. It can also be trees. Look at that. Look at the size of the black right there. This is the correlation coefficient indicating the non-meteorological targets, the stuff basically that is in this storm, and that could be trees, branches, or it could be structural, and certainly there's a lot of it right now showing up. This is a very pronounced debris ball, and it's coming over into the southwest side of the Oklahoma City metro area and towards Moore, Oklahoma. So please, folks, if you are in Moore, now is the time to get ready for this storm, and on the north side of Norman as well. Kelly, Kim, over to you.
Carl, very scary situation. That radar very reminiscent of what we were seeing just yesterday in Oklahoma as well, where we saw so much damage. And in fact, we have Al Roker joining us on the phone.
We do. Al, we understand you are in Oklahoma City and you're able to see this storm from where you are, maybe just the lightning at the time. Can you see the tornado?
Yeah. We cannot see the tornado from where we are, but it is torrential downpour right now. And I must tell you, this is the first time I've been in there. So sirens going off. I mean, they are going off and on now for the last, and you know, are pretty. I think people are taking this obviously very seriously. What happened yesterday, and now we've got this long track tornado with a huge, what looks like now about in a pretty. So it's a lot of folks are taking this really, really seriously.
And what's your plan, Al? Are you going to sit tight, or are you guys trying to get some visual on this?
Well, we're trying to get a visual on it. Our live truck in Shawnee is rolling up cable, because the big problem is, if for all these areas that have been affected, there's so much debris that's been scattered from yesterday's tornadoes that it makes this even more dangerous, because you've got loose debris all over the place, and there's no place for people to go. So it's a really scary situation right now.
And Al, you saw the damage firsthand in Shawnee, Oklahoma, where the National Weather Service says it was EF4 tornado damage, of course EF5 being the worst. What we're seeing right now live, Al, appears to be a very well-organized tornado that could indeed be another EF4.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's headed for very populated areas. The one that's approaching Newcastle, it's heading near the high school, near the casino that's there. This is a serious situation, and given that infrastructures have already been sorely tested with yesterday's storms, this is a really dangerous situation.
And this gets closer to Interstate 35, 99, the May 3rd outbreak that over that interstate did a lot of damage to cars, and I'm just really concerned. Hopefully they're trying to shut down Interstate 35 to be ready for this.
I mean, this is a really tangible situation going on. I mean, I'm looking right now at cars trying to make their way. I mean, there's on the roads. It's a torrential downpours right now.
And now, just to give everybody some perspective, we're looking just to the south of Oklahoma City. Report of a large 34th Street heading right for Moore, Oklahoma. So again, we urge everybody to just get down, hunker down to the storm passes before you check it out.
And let's hope one of these.
And these are really populated, densely populated areas. These are not rural. Shawnee is a more rural area. So while there was still a lot of damage, when we're talking about someplace like Moore and Newcastle, these are really densely populated areas.
And Al, I think from that tornado outbreak in 99, they actually put shelters for people along the interstate if they get caught. Do you know anything about that?
I don't. I do not know what they're doing shelter-wise. Right now, I think 3 or 4 shelters that are open, but I don't know where they're located.
Okay, these are storm shelters. I think they actually put off the interstate that they can get to if you get caught on the interstate. Let's hope people are aware of that. But again, a large wedge tornado just south of Oklahoma City, heading towards Moore, Oklahoma, possibly crossing Interstate 35, and Norman may be in the path as well.
And Al, it looks like they just updated the warning now. Portions of Carter, Garvin, Grady, Stevens under another tornado warning till 4:15 that just came in. We want to mention that to folks. But again, this is just incredible to see yet another tornado just 2 days in a row. Incredible.
And I think if there's one saving grace, it's that we were talking about this. Carl and Dr. Forbes and Dr. Postel were all talking about this late last week. People have had a chance to prepare for this. They've had a chance to get ready for this, and so they're taking. People are not taking chances with this. They're taking this extremely seriously, and I think the fact that you saw yesterday, two fatalities, that I think that speaks to the fact that people are really taking this seriously.
And the fact that we have a visual from a helicopter seeing this large wedge tornado. I want to go live right now and listen in as they are watching this tornado.
Go get away from it or go below ground, storm cellar, basement, or safe room. It's the only option you have. This is all heavy debris. You see how it's turned now to the east. There's the Warren Theater. There's Moore High School. This is South 19th, South 34th. It's going to go right down through the neighborhoods between South 34th and South 19th Street. It will hit the Warren Theater. If it doesn't veer off, that's exactly where it's going to hit and cross I-35. Go Mike Bennett.